All right, Gang of Four, it's time for the lightning round. On the gang today, the judge, Steve Hilbig, Louis Barrios of the Barrios family restaurant empire, and former city councilwoman and mayoral candidate Diane Cibrian, who we now say is a can of Red Bull in a pair of jeans. She used to be a can of Red Bull in a pantsuit. You can go back to that any time. But today, jeans.
Absolutely, Jack.
Right. Have y'all familiar with what happened to CNN host Rick Sanchez this week? He didn't say this on CNN. He should have, because they need the ratings. He was doing a radio interview, and he got a little off subject.
I just think it's important that people who are not minorities understand that those of us who are, and very few of us will say the things that I've just said, are actually more complex than they think we are, and we get
Stewart's
them.
a minority as much as you are.
He come on. How is he a minority? Yeah, yeah.
Rick,
very powerless people.
Whoa, but
you're such a minority. I mean, please. What are you kidding?
You're telling me that
I'm telling you that everybody who runs CNN is a lot like Stewart. And a lot of people who run all the other networks are a lot like Stewart. And to imply that somehow the people in this country who are Jewish, are an oppressed minority? Yeah.
They have a history of oppression, no?
No question about that.
Okay. At the end of the week, he is now apologizing, says he's had a conversation with Jon Stewart, the Jew, that he screwed up. Look, I don't know what came over him, but I do find it very interesting that now we have competing who's the more oppressed minority, or who's the more. I mean, what is it with these people? One guy's on CNN, he's got his own show. The other guy's got his own show on Comedy Central. I'm sitting here going, I don't really think of them as either one of them is oppressed. These aren't the kind of people. I'm thinking of those guys upstairs in the barn. Louis Barrios at Lou Dobbs' place,
Yeah, I mean, Rick should just consider the source. The guy's a comedian. He's trying to make people laugh. By mentioning his name, maybe he'll even get some more name ID, because God knows the show's terrible.
Yeah. What has come over people? What is this competing minority stuff?
I think they're just taking things personal. It's about them. It's not about the enterprise. You got to care about the enterprise, the city, more than you care about yourself. You got to care about the country more than you care about yourself. But people care about themselves more than the enterprise, and there it is.
Did CNN jump the gun in firing him? For saying that. I mean, isn't that just the kind of controversial stuff that people on cable news channels say, Steve Hilbig?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have heard, so let's now go to the speculation that I always say you shouldn't do.
Right.
But I heard that, his ratings weren't doing that well, and so I think they looked at a convenience of saying.
I think so, too.
I agree.
I think so, too.
So we won't fire you because your ratings are bad. That might hurt your future career. We'll fire you because you're a racist.
Well, I think his comments, though, were hurtful. They were hurtful. Rick Sanchez's comments were hurtful. They hurt people, and I think that's really why he was fired. But I don't think that – I think you make a point in that we shouldn't out-minority each other. But we also have to acknowledge the fact that the Jewish community suffered greatly in the context of the history of our world. And I think his comments were hurtful, and he should have been fired.
Okay. Let's talk about Donald Trump, who says, you bet I'm serious, the Time magazine, about rumors swirling that he'll run for president in 2012. He says, I never had any interest in it before, but if I ever did, this would be the time. I'm qualified because I deal with countries that are taking us to lunch. I deal with Chinese. I know the Chinese.